life.
Alright, good morning ladies. My name is Kat. So, Debbie but not Debbie Sim. Cecilia,
Tony.
Tony.
Alessandra.
Oh yeah, Alessandra.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Oh, I know you. Gigi. Jasmine. Are you here for the class? Yeah. There's a sign up sheet right there. So if you don't see your name, please just add. Email. I need your email and your. If you're giving me your phone number, I will stop you. The reason for the email is I'm going to email you back the talking points of what I'm saying, so you don't have to take notes. So just enjoy the day. Okay. I kind of tell in class before, a long time ago, when I take notes, I was like trying to take notes, but I missed what the professor was saying. You know?
Right.
So, okay. So today we are going to talk about growing root vegetables. Three things that I want to talk about because they are my favorite and they're easy to grow. Carrots, radish, and beets. And right now is actually a good time to start them from beets. Because February, I'll talk about some microclimates that possibly happen in your garden. You know, sometimes you could start that in the year, a little earlier, depending on before we continue on, well, I have it. Oh, you need? Oh, here.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. We can stand. You want to?
That's
Yeah.
okay. You can. Here.
Fine.
I'm not sitting down anyway. So please, and you can feel my temperature. Okay. So while I have your attention right here,
Thank you. Thank you
I
very much.
am in the Glendora Gardens. I come here almost every day. I come here now. This is my happy place, you know. So I partner with them to do garden classes once a month. But then I was thinking, you know what? Instead of once a month, let's do two, twice a month. So one would be a free seminar like this, where you're gonna get to talk, pretty casual, and the other one where you get to be hands-on, like here, right? Hands-on doing something and go home taking home something. So the other one obviously has a sign-up fee for that. So it depends on what type and how much involved that is. One that's coming up, actually March 19th. March 19th is a Saturday. Same time, 10 o'clock. I'm not sure whether it's going to be here or in the class over there. Melina said probably here because they just received a lot of cookies. So I'm sorry, which is kind of nice and appreciated, right? Even though we're in the garden. But microgreens have nothing to do with the vegetable over there anyway. You know, everything's going to be right there. And that class is $50 per person. For you who have joined a previous hands-on workshop before, you get $5 off right off the bat. And today, yeah, so if you continue on, you keep getting, that perk. And today, since you are here, joining me here, if you sign up today, you also get $5 off on the registration. So keep that in mind. Sit in the class, see if you like me or not. If you don't like me, that's okay. But if you like me, maybe you consider, signing up for the class. That way you get $5 off. Yeah, and it's fun, right? You get goodie bags, you get raffle prizes, and you get to take home something. All right? Okay, so that said, keep that in the back of your mind. You can sign up later after the class. What else? After we finish talking here, I'm going to point out to the stuff that I pull out from the shop that you can immediately get. And Melina is really cool. She said if you want to get like the whole, like she can make you a kit, like the planter, the seeds, and the soil, and she gives you so there's something to keep in mind. Mainly, I'm going to talk a bit heavier on growing the root vegetable in containers. This is my favorite. I started with radish. For some reason, this side didn't grow. I mean, I used different seeds, obviously. not sure. This one's kind of slow. That one is really fast. I started carrot, but carrot does take a longer time to germinate, and plus we got hit by really cold weather. So right now I put them back in, and it's just been sitting on the heat mat, and hopefully they grow in a couple of weeks. Everything's decent. What else? Yeah. So radish, carrots, and beets. 3 things that require, not too deep of a root container, and pretty fast. Radish, especially this type, the Easter egg blend. I think this is what they are, the one that germinates fast. The other one is actually the cuter one, the watermelon. I call them a watermelon radish. Yeah, they're pretty, right? Yeah. Also grow longer. But this one grow faster. So I'm gonna show you guys as well after this, like the types of variety that grows faster. Okay, so benefits of growing with vegetables in container, obviously, it's just space, yeah? It's cheaper. You don't have to have a garden, you don't have to till the soil, you don't have to do a lot of things. Because the soil is new. There's no insects, there's no pests, no nothing. It's clean soil. And you can start fresh. Packed with nutrients. You almost don't really have to have anything, but I will. And for kids, it's perfect. You can do this with the kids. If your kids, right? And this can become, because it's in the garden, it's like something big, something small, it's like food. We just need it, and you can have like a little sign, and they can create a project, so that can become something educational. Put a journal for it. In the garden, well, you get plenty of space, so you get to plant all kinds of varieties, and I brought this. They're not necessarily the type that is. Oh, this is by the way how I'm supposed to. Yeah, it's the picture film, whatever. Yeah, paper. You get to plant something that is different, like much cooler. Like something with yellow, something with black. I love black, and I'd be like, this is so cool. Like purple. They're really long. Okay, so you get to plant all kinds of varieties, and you get a lot more colors. Obviously, because it's in the garden, you have to select appropriate spot for the best way to grow. Because once you plant in there, it's there. In the container, you can have like, okay, this got sun, but then the sun moves, over like a couple of weeks. Then you can move it. If it's too cold, you put it in. If it's too hot, then bring it inside or inside. So that's like a pros and cons of having growing in a container versus garden. Well, the thing is with the container, the water, the moisture kind of evaporates on the top. So you have to check the soil. If you see the top kind of drying out, you kind of want to tip it up a little bit and see if the inside still moist. If not, at least just kind of give a quick douse of water. That way, the soil stays moist, but you don't have to douse it so much. You just want to keep that level, yeah? Whereas in the ground, you have drip irrigation set up. I don't even have to check it. I just check it on my phone because I'm a beehive app. Like if this thing goes, sometimes they will say, oh, battery's almost out, low on the beehive. I'm okay, change it. But I have scheduled it on the dot, like every day, maybe twice a day, maybe once a day. How many minutes, I want to put the irrigation to water. So that's make it simple. So that's kind of like really easy to person, and everybody can have a different situation. Someone came up to me and said that they live in an apartment and they don't have space. So obviously container works. But if you don't have sun though, let's say your balcony is facing north, and you don't have sun. East, you still get morning sun. North, a little bit harder. You can always buy glow lights. I'm not sure if they sell glow lights. I think they do, but you can always search it on Amazon. And later on in the email that I send you, there will be a link to like as inexpensive as $30 all the way up to $1,000. And that grow light you can also use for microgreens. So it's always, if you like to garden, grow light is always useful. And heat map, but in this case it's probably the right. Yeah. Okay, so the type of container, what do you need? At least you need about 10 inches. Okay. Radish, as you can see, like, the size is only like this. So the root is not that much. 6 inches, 8 inches will be fine. Carrots, like this guy, they're so cute. They're so cute. Like this one, require a little bit more. So just to be safe, 10 to 12 inches. So that's why, I brought out that beige color one. The grow bag usually comes in at 12 inches. Once you fill in the soil, probably 10 to 11 inches. You won't stay out that much all the time. The soil, rich composted soil. So makes your life easy and simpler. Just get a bag. Fox Farms is great. I love it. It's a great potting soil, a lot of nutrients in there. So for the first month, it's probably good. But I did say you may want to put it here, and it's called bone meal. Now the thing with root vegetable, we want the root. We don't want the leaf, right? If you accidentally give in wrong type of fertilizer that have a lot more nitrogen, it will promote foliage growth as opposed to flower and fruit. So obviously this one you don't want the flowers, but you want the roots. So they usually develop the roots before they go to the seed. So who knows how to read fertilizer? You notice all these three numbers? You all know what it means?
Potassium, nitrogen, calcium, and phosphorus.
Right. So think of it. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And you're like, why is potassium K? Google it. It has something to do with the but if they do MPP, then we're not sure with PEP, right? So thank God it's NPK. So we know. So N is nitrogen. If you have lettuces, if you have plants that just want to promote the growth, do the first one. That would be blood meal. In the beginning, I have to write it blood is what, bone is what. But then use something like fish fertilizer or blood meal that has higher nitrogen. In fact, practically it's just all nitrogen. Okay? So bone meal is promoting the other side. And this one is heavy on phosphorus. So you may want to add just a little bit of this and just leave in the back for the amount of soil that you have, how much you want to soil. And you only need to add that in the beginning. Not, you can add it like, before you sow the seed. That's number one, right? Done. And once they grow, almost. This is the cotyledon. It's not a true leaf. Once the true leaf comes out, then I have to start thinning them, which I'll talk about later. And then I'll add the fertilizer a little bit, just a little bit on top. Because the same idea, water drains out and evaporates faster in containers. Nutrients is also just leach out because it's going out and it's dry. I had a mind to put like a container underneath it and catch the water and that because it looks so dark like coffee. All those nutrients. So I did save them and just store it in the garden. Because that's like, nutrients. Coffee. Like coffee for the plant. So, where was I? So and then that's pretty much for that. The reason I didn't want to talk about it, if you say you want to mix your own water, just make sure the mix that you have has a lot of aeration and water. If you feel efficient, you can mix it off, mix the line. your plants will grow. They will develop roots. Like, have you ever seen posts of people who have that funky carrot that looks like they're wearing pants? Split? Yeah. What happened is the carrot is growing and there's something here. So it's split. It just go like that. Sometimes if it's really rocky, and my friend had a rocky garden, and it comes out really weird. It's like for adult children. So it has a lot of limbs going on. So yeah, you want a nice, like fine soil, like smooth, fluffy. You think about fluffy and happy and hairy. Now, here's where I talk. Sometimes, even in fox farms, you will find things like this. It's okay because this is fluffy enough the roots be able to push it away. Okay, so that's okay. Okay, so potassium, we talked about that. Watering, we talked about that already. Watering, you want to keep it moist every day if you have to. If you miss a day, every other day. Check your soil, make sure they're moist. You don't want it to be drenched, you don't want it to be soggy. And you should be able to kind of like lift it up and kind of feel the heaviness of it. So actually I haven't watered it in a while. And it's still wet. All good. A way to keep the moisture in the container while it's germinating, cover it. Just until it's germinating. So it keeps the moisture, it keeps the humidity in there and the heat to promote the growth. So once it's sprouts, open that up and let it through. Yeah? Now, let's do the fun part. Let's sow some seeds. You wanna feel free to come up because you won't be able to see it. So feel free to come up and just kind of like, yeah. Because I'm just gonna fill in the soil. And the nice thing about it is like you can just use your hands. You can come up next to me too. I know, right? Very cool. So the nice thing about using your hand, you get to fill up like
What thing?
oh, I know.
Which one? What? Oh, this one.
Just right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this.
Yes. I'm gonna do radish just because radish. Well, let's do carrots. Oh no, I did Parisian carrots. Actually, need more soil, right?
You need more soil?
Need more soil.
Thank you. We'll go have kids after this.
On her.
Have you guys tried the spinach pizza?
Not yet. Have you?
No, it's good. It's good. But get medium or large because the small one, I felt like the small one, they use the machine to press it. Whereas the bigger one, I think they stretch it a little
I
more.
see. More hands-on on
Yeah,
that.
so you get that. It's different. You know, the dough, when it gets stretched, you know, it kind of puffs itself and stuff.
Yeah.
What do we like there? We like the aloha and the chicken alfredo. All right, so while he's taking that, I'm just gonna show you cool seeds. Some of this they have it there. Thank you. I know.
I love that color.
So I know the name of the company is Baker Creek Heirloom, but the website is rareseeds.com.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, rare seeds. But if you type in Baker Creek, I mean, I'm sure you'll direct it there. Free shipping. Hello. Can't beat that. Okay. See, this is the thing when you buy seeds online, they're not native to us, right? So they're they collect
do too well.
they collect the seeds somewhere else. So
You kind of have to look stuff up and see if it grows in there. So.
they grow.
Right.
I mean, for the most part, most of my Baker Creek seeds they germinate, except
a few tough ones. Blue butterfly peas, for example, is notorious for being tough because, well, it's not native here. It's supposed to be tropical.
Right, right.
But I did manage to grow them, and I have tons of seeds, and I saved the seeds. So those seeds are acclimated for our climate. Always, always fill your container with a lot of soil because later on they will just come down. Yeah, they will just settle in. So I like to just put it all the way to the top. And I am not going to wet this right now, but ideally when you're at home, once you fill it up, you want to spray it with water, just a little bit. This is a good soil. It's already moist. Okay, it's already moist. See how it doesn't break apart?
Right.
It's just slightly kind of retain the shape, so that's good. And it's dark in color, so you know they are moist. But just give a douse. So you want wet soil to kind of sandwich your seeds, so it gives enough moisture. And there are two ways of doing things. I mean, it kind of depends on how you like it. Sometimes I like to see my seeds growing like this, and I just add a layer of soil on top, or you just create indentation, so you kind of know where your seeds are. You could, I'll show you. Oh, I hate using this. I'm like, it's hard, you know? Okay, so beets are, is there any beets that are open? This is radish, that's fine. Okay. Radish seeds are this size. Okay? So you can see it, you can feel it. You know, they're big enough so you can see it. So you can drop it and you still see it. Hopefully. Okay?
Yeah, some of us can't really see.
And they're in different colors. This happens to be the larger, this happens to be a larger radish layer. With radish, almost like 100%, the seeds will germinate. So most of the time, I'll just do one at a time and space it out already accordingly. So I don't have to thin later on. I'll show you when we thin later on. One time, funny story. I bought a packet like this of radish, and I have like a 10-foot bed. So I create a groove like that, and I pour everything in that one. Oh my God. I know it's 10 foot, but that's a lot of seeds.
Right.
So when they grow, so then I was like asking it was in the beginning. So I was calling my friend, saying, what can I do with this? Okay, I can thin them. I was like, what do you mean? So I Googled it and I'm like, oh, okay. So I start thinning them. Oh my God. Yes, no more. No more. It's good. I have a lot of microgreens for a while. But, yeah. It lasts for a long time because that's a lot, like hundreds of them. And it's not like you want to do it like microgreens, you just chop it. You kind of have to pick and choose. You know, once you choose like, okay, that one is right here. You want to take out the middle part and you want to leave it about. Okay, so the roots, I'm going to show you. If I plant it right here, right in the middle, the size of the radish is going to be like that. So the next one technically should be there, right? There? No, that's not it. Right there. So the next one should be there. If you want insurance, you know, everything nowadays, especially here, it's all about insurance. Put two close to each other, not on top of each other, close to each other. So from there, you kind of see when they sprout, choose which one that is stronger, and you snip off the other one. They don't thin it out. So I have 1, 2, and 3. If you do not want them to kind of grow too large, then you can actually put more. It's up to you. The more they close together, then they just cannot, like they bump to each other. So they're not going to be as nice, you know, and round. It's going to be cooler. It's just a difference like that. So that's that one. And each seed has different depth requirements. So read the packet. I made a mistake. I'm like, whatever. Too shallow. Too deep. Too shallow, they become leggy. And because the roots is just like, too deep. I'm like, is it ever gonna come up? Or it probably came up, but then it got drowned by, got buried alive with the soil. So it never came up. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. Beets is fun. Beets, the seeds are huge. the beets is interesting. Seeds is like a pod. So here, you see it? There,
Oh, okay.
right? It's like a pod.
Oh, yeah.
It's funky. It's like a
It's like inside a little sack almost.
yeah. So there are actually a few seeds in there.
Oh, okay.
What? Few seeds in there.
Oh.
It's not just one.
Oh.
So if you think you just drop one there and
May
thinking
not
there's
be.
only one come out, you probably get 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Four. Same thing with Swiss charts. Because they're kind of like they're in the same family. So the seeds are really big. Surprise! So yeah, thank you. So just for fun, because I like this is gonna be a lot growing, but then I'll have microgrids. I'll just cut them all out because it's not where yeah. Okay, so if you join the Facebook group later on when it grows, I'll take a picture and post it.
Okay. Okay.
Probably same thing with this. Okay, this one is from Baker. Okay, we'll see. Because the one there is from here. It's probably an old seed that I have. That's probably why. Now seeds lose their viability after a while. So I mean, 1 year doesn't hurt. 2 years, okay, you know. But if it's already like 4 or 5 years, you probably want to start, you know, just pour everything into the soil and see which one that's growing because the viability of the seeds determines. Seeds. Where's my Parisian? Parisian is so cute. It's my favorite.
Is that a carrot or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a little round one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Little
chubbies.
Yeah, they have it there. I pull it out. So it's so cute.
I didn't even know they
This
did
is-
so many carrots.
Oh my God, so many. There wasn't like really.
I
long.
guess I'm just traditional.
This is actually the first carrots that I grow because, you know, this is my first time gardening, so I'm like, Alan thinks that it's weird. Like, you know, when you grow things, you want something that's different and unique, you know, it's not the one that you get. So the seeds are smaller.
Oh, tiny.
Like, look,
Yeah.
it's like tiny, even on
Oh,
my
wow.
hand,
Yeah.
you know? So like single. There's a trick to this. There's also a trick to that. You could see this indentation in the finger. Yeah. So I saw this from a TV show. I can't remember which one. Grow, eat.
Oh, grow, cook, eat.
Yes, grow, cook, eat.
I love that show.
Yes, I love that show too. So this is what I'm gonna show here, so you can see. Okay. So pretend this is the groove, right? So using this groove on your palm as a channel, you can see that? Direct it. As opposed to pinching because you don't know. And then when you pinch, they usually
Flip somewhere. Yeah.
like see they're like going somewhere, like I don't know where. So no, it's harder with carrots. So sometimes with carrots is the one that you probably have to thin. You know, some people just pinch and put it there. Some people just put it there, kind of like that. Just you know, in about 2 inches apart. This one is kind of tiny. It's like this. You don't want it to be too big because they're kind of cute. And actually, 65. Yeah, 65 days. I forgot. Can't see it. Whatever.
You're right. That's about
It's
right.
okay. Yeah. Somewhere there, and I like this. I'm just gonna grow it everywhere. The nice thing about carrots, the foliage is really nice and pretty, very airy, kind of like lace, and the flower actually resembles Queen Anne's lace. It's really pretty. I think this one, the flower is somewhat purplish pinkish, and there's one that's like white. So different colors. Okay, so this one I created groove, and pretty much they all have about the same depth anyway. About 1/8 to a quarter. Bigger ones, I think. Let me see, a quarter. Okay, this beet is actually 1/2 inch. All right, that's fine. I'll just tap it down a little bit. Okay, and just close the gap. You can always add more soil. Tap it down. It's just, okay, when you tap down, it's just kind of not press it down, but you're gonna tap down. It helps the adherence of the seeds to the soil. So you're not like really pressing it down, but you kind of tap it to create the contact. And then later on, you kind of want to spray it really quick. In a grow cook it, right? They go like, oh, they like to do this too,
Yeah.
right? But that's when you fill in the container. This one is big enough. So if the container is small, you want to take out the air, you cannot slam it one time to the or a couple of times to the. So you just like spray. Now make sure you could just use a mist going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Mist it because you don't want to disturb it because the seeds are very small, especially the carrots. You don't want it to kind of like get pushed to the side. You know, suddenly everything is like over here. That's not so good. So once you have it like this, moist it, and that's it. Done. Cover it with saran wrap just to keep the humidity in there, like the humidity zone. Especially right now, it's really dry. You know, especially if you're doing it indoor. And that's it. And it depends. Carrots takes longer to germinate, unfortunately. It's like about 2 to 3 weeks to germinate. Really long. If you're lucky, they germinate faster. Radish, fast. That's why I love radish. And I always sneak in radish everywhere in the garden. And then next is beets. Now, I know they sell carrots here in a pack, but most of this, pretty much as a general rule, with vegetable, they don't transplant very well. They don't like. I mean, it's the root, you know. So there is a way to do it. It requires practice and luck. Seriously. So if you have a pencil, like that yellow pencil or a dowel that's about like this thick or thicker, what you do is you create a hole. Make sure you have a hole like that. Carefully separate the seedlings once they have the one set of two leaves. One way to do that, I like to submerge it in water. So the soil just dissolves and you can just pick out the seedlings and carefully like putting it there straight down. I know, it's like surgery.
It's like a limb, you know. That's the actual.
It's like really flimsy. Anyway, with radish, I tried that. You know, move things around. They don't become radish; they just become a long thing. It's not really good to eat. Carrots, they just do not develop that root. It's really annoying. Radish is the one that have a better chance of transplanting because you get 3 or 4 there. You could snip them or you could separate them. But again, you have to be gentle. You don't want to disturb the root. So that's as far as that. Okay, let's do this. Let's say thin. Let's say this is already done. How are we gonna thin it? You could either snip it with your hands or cut it. So obviously these are too close, right? So I kind of want to do, okay, I want to keep this one. That's going to be about that size. This is good, so I want to keep that one. And that one's too close, so I'm going to take that one out. So you kind of have to kind of figure out which one you're going to take out. And you could simply snip it with your fingernail or cut it with the scissors. So that's why I said it's just like a process. This is microgreens, by the way.
So you can just eat that.
For March. So.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, though, microgreens, the taste is more in the stem.
Oh, okay.
So this one it tastes more like greens, but the actual spiciness is going to be on the stem. So we talk about that in microgreens. All right. So thinning is really easy. How do you know when they're ready? A, read the packet. Again, read the packet, guys. It'll tell you to approximate when they are ready. When you sow seeds like that, make sure you have a stick and mark what they are, the dates that you sow it. So you kind of have an idea. If you have a phone, put a notification, like a reminder on the phone. Oh, 60 days for carrots. Okay, 60 days. Make sure to check. And then the same thing for the other ones, yeah? That way you don't have to keep guessing, oh my, when is this gonna be ready to harvest? Oh my God, it takes so long. But with carrots, it's really cute because the head is gonna poke out from the ground. So you're gonna
Right.
see it.
Okay.
It happens if too much soil on top, and or you put mulch over it, or I added soil on top of it somehow, and you cannot really see it. So you just kind of dig your hand around the, like this is the foliage, right? So you kind of dig your hands around and feel the head. If you cannot feel like the size, then probably good. Then I usually kind of dig my hand around. Is it true? Is it true? Or is it just a head? Sometimes when I pull it out, it looks like a spin top, like a top. It's like this. It's like a triangle.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but so you just use your hand and then just bury it. Just choose one, it will indicate for the rest. So that one is easy. Now when you harvest any of this, it's always, you think you can pull it out. You could actually, because the soil in the container things is very loose. So technically you probably can pull it out. In a raised bed garden, not so much. So you want to lose the soil around it. Grab the top of the head, twist it, so it kind of breaks the fine roots. You think those fine roots is just really fine? They actually grab the soil. It's crazy. One maybe not strong, but they have, So grab, twist them, and then pull it out. So then you can harvest it really easily. You want to make sure, I talk about the chunks and debris in the soil already. Watering, make sure it's just consistently moist. You do not want it to get dry. If it's too soggy, then it's probably better than too dry. You can just leave it alone for a while and then it will drain out. Yeah, and it will dry out. Pest management, sometimes you still get aphids or things that fly from the outside and then affect that. Mostly aphids. Aphids is easy. If it's just one or two, you see it, you either squish it with your hand or you have kids squish it. They're like, kids, squish that thing. Like, pop. It'll make that pop kind of sensation. I love it. And or blast it with a spray of water. So take it to the garden, and spray with a jet of water. If it's too much, then you use insecticidal soap. I have it again here. When I email it to you, you can see it. Sometimes and most often, you might get, especially a container like this that has a wall, you might get fungus. Heavy mildew is like so common. Like you start seeing like the foliage suddenly have like powder, white powder. Oh, it drives me nuts. So as much as you can, if you can take it out the foliage, the bigger foliage usually, and then you spray it with neem oil and some soap in there. Again, I'll put it in the email list. So those are the ones that's typical, and usually that happens with poor air circulation. Like I said, this potentially probably have it. This, I don't think so. Poor air circulation, too humid because the evaporation from the soil comes up, or you don't thin it. Like the foliage is just like jungle. So yeah, so that happens. Okay, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It's kind of fun to do it. I like to do it at home. So these actually are not planters. These are actually beverage buckets. I was lucky. I got this at Target. That front section.
Yeah.
Because beverage buckets cost pretty penny. They cost like 20 and up. Because it's supposed to be like for food, but I know. Right. Same thing with this. I got lucky. I got it from Walmart. Or they were on sale at the time. But now I saw it on, someone posted on eBay on OfferUp. They sell this for like 40 bucks. I'm like, what? No. Anyway, but I drill holes at the bottom.
Yeah.
No longer for beverage. Okay, so I'll list the growing tips in the email. It's like the summary. So well draining soil, like we talk about, water frequently because they evaporate faster. Unless it's in the ground, make sure you time it accordingly. If you don't have outdoor space or patio doesn't have enough light, grow lights, awesome, because they're not gonna be that tall. Fertilizer, we have those. So I'm gonna come over to this table, guys.
So you guys saw bone meal. You don't have to get Dr. Earth, but Dr. Earth's really good. It's a good brand. There's another one. I can't remember the name. It's in a paper brown packaging. I can't remember the name. So this one is a general fertilizer for vegetable and plants. Oh, thank you.
So this is like a good overall, but still have a higher phosphorus content. So 463. 4, the nitrogen is going to promote the growth. 6 is going to focus a little bit more on the development of the roots. And 3, same thing. The 6 is more for the production, basically. Yeah. So I grabbed this from there. You don't really need a lot, honestly. So this bag probably, you know, is going to be okay with that. So these are the assortment that I see they have. That's perfect for grow bags or containers. So these are the grow bags they have. These are nice, cute. So this is, again, this is 12 inches. Yes?
Mine is actually lower.
The 12 inches is good. So they sell it over here. This is mine, I think.
I like the handles.
I don't know. I don't like
Yeah, I know, because they can move it around
Yeah.
easier.
Hopefully you don't have to move it around.
Right.
Once it's
But just in
there.
case. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to move. Okay, the thing is, if you move this around, it will create cracks and grooves on top of that because the
Right.
volume-
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So try not to, especially when they're not growing yet, because then you have
You don't
like
want to
a Grand
disturb them.
Canyon in there.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it happens.
Hey, Kat,
Yes.
we have to go.
Okay.
But I just wanted to say, if you guys, I've attended her last one where, there's a fee. It's really worth it. She has all these, she just makes you feel special, and you can hear the knowledge that she has. So she's very sincere and she's very informative. I thought it was great. So I'll see you.
So I'll see you. I'm gonna bring a special refreshment.
Oh,
I'm gonna make because it's a St. Patrick's kind of in the spirit, so I'm gonna bring something like green.
Oh, she always does a theme.
Bye, Gigi. Thanks. Okay. So what else? Oh, and cheap and easy, and it's durable. Or this, it works.
Yeah.
If you want to experiment, this works. You only get maybe 4,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
5, but it works. Especially for sports. If you feel like, test it, here you go. Drop some
Okay.
seeds. It's manageable. So I guess that's it. If you have any questions, yes, let me know.
Okay. Good.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much again.
Thank
ladies,
you
for
very
spending
much.
the morning
I
with
enjoyed
me.
it. Are you going to be continuing this year?
Yes. So
My daughter is interested.
I should hire you to be my cameraman.
Hired. You're hired.
Yeah. So every here. I just keep you. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
So if you turn the back, there is a pesto recipe.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And there's also, I post the video on YouTube. My YouTube channel is actually HusbandToFeed. That word.
Okay.
HusbandToFeed is the YouTube channel. I have that for a longer time before I started blissful growing.
Okay.
Do you have anything on pruning fruit trees? Fruit trees is not my specialty.
Okay.
I'm still learning on that one. Because that's a different ballgame. That's a longer commitment.
Have you ever done like potatoes or sweet potatoes in a bag?
Sweet potatoes easy.
Really?
Sweet potatoes I find is easier than potatoes.
I want to try potatoes.
We can do, so join my Facebook group. So basically, honestly, I just started the Blissful Growing as a company very recently, last year. It's just because, I stopped teaching at the gym. I'm a fitness instructor. But I stopped doing that. So I need that gym. Oh, thank you.
Here.
Oh, thank you.
She wants to hold it.
You don't have it?
They're cute.
They're so cute. take a picture of this thing too. If you can, their feet. No, their feet. Oh, okay. That's the website. I'll post it out.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, so join my Facebook group. So if you're in your Facebook group, it's cool. Because I'm planning to do some grow along, like events in the group. So something that's fun that we all can do together, right? So I don't know. I just like to do that. Still, like when I was teaching in the gym, same thing. Like everything has to follow a theme.
It's more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started already. Here we go. This is just for.
Oh, okay. This is the
Yeah, coming
workshop. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
thank you. So I started potatoes already, but honestly, because we're in here, zone 10A, 10B, where do y'all live?
Here, Covina.
Upland is. Yeah, okay. So upland, you get a little bit more extreme weather. Could be 9, but ours is 10.
Uh-huh.
We pretty much still can just pop in potatoes and leave it outside, south facing, and it will still grow. Potatoes for me is like plant it and you pray for it to go well, because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Right. What about sweet potato? Sweet potato is more expectable. Like you could like
I have not had that experience.
Really?
Yeah, I tried in a grow bag, and
Well-
that did nothing. And then I tried in a garden bed, but it didn't get enough sun. I
Okay.
didn't get enough color.
So sweet potatoes requires a lot of sun. Same thing like like that. But
What time of year do you plant the sparks?
now, yeah, you can plant now. Actually, with our weather, it was kind of like when I grew it, it's still like year long. I just left it in a raised bed, but it has full sun. But the thing is, though, with sweet potatoes, they develop potatoes from the vine. Wherever the vine feel moisture, they will lend foot like roots. They will drop in roots, and the roots that's what becomes potatoes. If you do it in a grow bag, it will just peel out. You get a lot of leaves. By the way, you can pick the leaves. You know, so potato leaves are edible. They just grow out, but it doesn't touch the ground, so it's not going to produce. So this is the only one that's
So does that mean that you need a larger area?
You do.
Okay,
You do.
for the
Yeah.
sweet potatoes.
If you want to get the leaves. If you say you do it in the ground, it's probably get covered, or the ground probably too hard. It needs kind of same condition. They are hardier. They can push a little bit more. They can elbow more. If not, it's gonna become a long sweet potatoes that have all kinds, like a fat one and a long one and a weird looking one. Yeah. So yeah. So join the Facebook group and we'll do some grow along. It will be fun.
Do you have a deadline to sign up for this?
That one,
Like in a week should be fine, right?
we should be fine.
Okay.
We have time.
Okay.
So yeah, so when you email me, message me remind me, hey, you told me, like,
Right,
I was
okay.
here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ladies. And yeah, if you have any questions, message me on, email me or message me on Facebook. It was kind of for fun and for
Okay.
but then
Yeah, they have it in pallet. If you walk over there from here, yeah, on the left side. Yeah.
thank you.
But I would like to on the 19th.
Awesome. You gotta check the calendar and see nothing's going on. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I was
Thank you.
teasing with you. You're okay.
Yeah. Well, somebody has to haul everything back, so yeah, I still have my
Oh,
job.
you still have your job.
Yeah.
For those of you who follow the live, thank you so much for joining us. And if you have friends who like gardening, invite them to join the group. And like I said, you overheard, we are going to start doing more events within the group. And you also get first notification of when we're going to have events in person like this. I partner with Glendora Gardens Nursery right here in Glendora. So we are going to have consistently like regular workshops every month. So don't miss it. It's gonna be fun. Might actually start doing more workshops, but not we'll see. So that's why join the group so you get to be in the loop. All right, thanks guys.